So as you can see, I have now outlined each of the arms that I've made, except for this one here with the tail that I had. But each one is a little bit too skinny, more so than I would like, so I'm going to outline them one more time. First I'm going to finish this one. And how I've done it is I've just brought my needle out at the bottom of the arm and then just brought it up to about the middle of the top, and then on the other side bring it out at the bottom and back in at about the same spot on the top. Okay, so now I've got all of them outlined one time, so I'm going to outline them one more time just to thicken them. So I'm going to start on this side that I just did. I'm going to go ahead and put my needle a little further out than I did on the last stitch. And I'm going to go to about the same spot on the middle, maybe a little lower, just so that the point stays at the same spot. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And I'm going to do this on every single arm of the star. So now I'm going to go to this side. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go just below the point of this star on both sides. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to go just below the point of this star on both sides. Okay, I've pretty much finished outlining the entire star, so now I'm just going to sew in my tail. Okay, now that I have my circle with a star in the middle, I just need to change the shape of this circle. It's more like a pentagon now, but I just have to change the shape of it into a square. I'm going to add a corner to 4 sides of it. And since in the last row I did 3 stitches with 1 stitch at each corner, I should have a total of 20 stitches now. So I'm going to go ahead and add a corner to every 5th stitch. But I'm going to start my first corner right in the middle of these 2 arms, just so that the corner will be at the top of each side of the star. So I'm going to go ahead and single crochet in the next stitch, and then I'm going to go ahead and add my corner here. So I'm going to chain 1 and then single crochet 1 more time in that same stitch. Okay, and now I'm going to go for 5 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th stitch, I'm going to chain 1 and increase to add my corner. So now there are 2 corners each at the top of the star. I'm going to continue. I'm going to count another 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and here is the 5th stitch. I'm going to chain 1 and increase to add my corner. Okay, so now I have 3 corners. I'm going to go on for another 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain 1 and increase for the corner. And now I'm just going to continue to increase at every corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Here is my corner, so I'm going to insert under that chain that I made, single crochet once, chain 1 for the corner, and single crochet again. And I'm going to do that in every chain of the corners that I made in the last row. And now I'm at the corner, so I'm going to chain 1 and increase. So I've got 2 top corners done, and I'm going to continue until I've got all 4 corners increased. So as you can see, I've finished increasing all of my corners, and now the square is 1 row bigger. And it's about the right size to make into the shirt now, but I need to add some shoulder straps to both corners, and then I need to add some material to the side to go under the other under the arms. So I'm going to continue crocheting along this side of the piece. So now that I've gotten to this last corner, I'm going to chain 1, and that will be my first stitch. Then I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch of the row and single crochet. I'm going to add 2 more stitches of single crochet. And that looks like it's about wide enough to be the shoulder strap. So now I'm going to chain up to do the next row, turn the work around, and single crochet until I get to this side. So that's 1, 2, and 3 stitches. Okay. So I'm going to chain up again to do the next row, turn the work around, and single crochet 1, 2, and 3 more times. Okay, that looks to be about the right size, so I'm going to chain once to end this part, and I'm going to leave a small tail so that I can sew the shoulder of the front piece to the shoulder of the back piece when I'm done. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the shoulder on the other side. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 from the end of the row. Insert my hook and pull up a loop. And then I'm going to chain 1. And that will count as my first stitch. And now I'm going to single crochet 3 more times until I get to the edge. Okay. Next I'm going to chain up to do the next row and single crochet 3 more times until the end of the row. So I've gotten to the end of that row. I'm going to chain up and turn the work around, and I'm going to complete this shoulder strap by finishing this row. Okay, and this should be the last stitch of the row. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 and then cut off my yarn. Once again, I'm going to leave a bit of a tail so that I can sew the shoulders to each other when the shirt pieces are done. So as you can see, I've already added some of the material to the other side to go underneath the arms. So I'm going to do that on this side. So how I started was I started at the bottom corner on both sides. Insert my hook. Now I'm going to pull a loop through that bottom corner. Okay, and that will count as my first stitch. And now I'm going to single crochet 4 times up the side of the work. 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So that's about even with the other side. So now I'm going to chain up to get to the next row. And now I'm going to single crochet down until I get to the end where I just started. Okay. Now I'm just going to chain up and do another row. Okay. Now I just need to do one more row, so I'm going to chain up one more time, do one more row, okay, and now just like I did at the top straps, I'm going to chain 1 to end the row, cut off my yarn, so now as you can see I'm done with the front part of the shirt. Now I'm going to make the back part.